Watch this video, then we'll talk.
So now the question is, why are black mothers, right, after they have kids, why are they leaving these situations and becoming single mothers? And what kind of impact does that have on the black community? Are they leaving because they just fell out of love? Are they leaving because of infidelity, right? Are they leaving because they're not happy? And is that more important than staying together for the overall progressiveness of the black community? Are you saying that? I wish, you know what's funny? Like, I have to like bring some women on here, some black women, and have this discussion. Is your happiness as a black woman with kids, is your happiness, right, and your lack of boredom more important than raising your children in a two-parent household?
Let me reword this for you. Black women, black mothers, is your safety, is your sanity, is your joy, are you strong enough? Are you a strong black woman enough to say, I will allow myself to be treated less than I deserve for the sake of having a man in the house? Oh, I'm sorry, let me be more specific. For the sake of having a black man in the house. Now, we're going to dive into some statistics that I want us to consider as we really ponder this question, which I'm pretty sure we all know the answer to, but I think that there are some nuances in this that maybe we should discuss together. But before we do that, hi, my name is Shayna. I'm a journalist. I talk a lot about decentering men, child-free living through an intersectional lens on this platform. I also am up for an award. Actually, by the time that this is posted, we'll figure out if I'm a finalist or not. I'll keep you updated on that. But yeah, so if you like this content, please like, share, subscribe. If you want to figure out how you can start your freelance writing journey, ways to do that are in the description. And if you want to give me a gift, also ways to do that are in the description. Now let's talk numbers. And I don't even have to do the deepest dive on this. Literally just Google this, right? So divorce rates are higher among black adults compared to other racial and ethnic groups in the United States. This trend is more pronounced for black women who also experience more marital instability than white or Hispanic Latin women. Factors contributing to this include economic disparities, mental health challenges, and cultural dynamics within the black community. So yes, not only have we been able to do this more historically, but even now, we are more open to doing it on our own. We are more open to leaving than other cultures are. And I think that there's a lot that goes into that historically, especially in the United States as it relates to the transatlantic slave trade and how enslaved people were also forcibly separated from each other. So we don't have this long history in the United States of being partnered long term. And then there's a bunch of other things that go into that. But if we're talking about this as it stands right now and why there's so much divorce and why there's so much separation and why can't you just stick beside me? Let's talk about it. African American women are more than twice as likely than white women to be killed in intimate partner violence. I have to fight to get out. And this is just when it comes to like DV, like physical kinds of DV. We're also talking, like, we need to include psychological, mental, financial kind of abuse. Like, these are all things that all women deal with. But within the black community, things tend to be magnified. And as it relates to the mental or like the internal sides of things, even today, 2025, there's still a stigma around mental health in the black community and being okay talking about it. So yeah, these things probably are significantly underreported, just like schmalt numbers, especially among black women and girls. Let's also just talk about the financial disparities, because black women experience significant financial disparities compared to black men. But as this is happening, black women are more likely to be breadwinners. Yeah, that's not a bad thing, but also it does need to be discussed. If we're just going to look at this chart right here, you can zoom in where you want. First column is where the husband is the primary or sole financial lead in the house. If we look at this chart as it relates to black husbands, Yeah, the numbers are notably lower than everywhere else. That also shows here, where when it relates to the wife being the primary or sole financial provider, as it relates to Black women, notably higher than everywhere else. Also, egalitarian households, where it's giving closer to 50-50. Black households tend to do more of that than anybody else. Now, is this a particularly bad thing? I don't know. I think it varies from household to household. But there does also need to be a conversation about what people would say unpaid labor as it relates to children, as it relates to cleaning, as it relates to maintenance, as it relates to organizing, things that are generally considered feminine things to do within the household. Who is still having to do those things? For a lot of women in general, they are realizing that it is easier for them to do it on their own, with kids or without kids. And I hear this all the time from moms. It was easier. I didn't realize that I was a single mom while I was married. And then I left my husband. And yeah, it was hard for like a couple of months, maybe even the first year. But then once I got into the swing of things, oh my God, my life opened up. Things got so much. I didn't realize how much extra energy or money I was putting towards keeping this marriage, keeping afloat, keeping this man happy. And now that it's just me, or now that it's me and my kids, or now that it's me and my pets, I'm thriving. That's all. I'm like, yeah. But these kinds of conversations, these kinds of easily Googleable stats, creators like the one that I stitched in the beginning, they are not even doing the bare minimum amount of research. A quick forward Google to be like, what are some of the factors that might be contributing to this? No, they just hop on a podcast and be like, you know what, maybe I should talk to women at some point. Because they're out here being like, hey, why don't you just stay sad, stay unhappy, stay overworked and overwhelmed in this relationship so that way you can prove to other people that Black love works. It doesn't work for you, but other people need to see that this is a thing that they should be doing. Listen, I'm not hating. Love whoever. Go to where you are loved. If you are a woman, if you are a femme, watching this, go where you are worshipped. Go where you are worshipped. If you happen to be whoever that looks like, just go there. But dying to yourself for the sake of an ideology that does not suit you, that does not fill your spirit. Why? And for some of the people out there being like, oh, well, Shayna, Black men have it so hard, and we do need to stick beside them. And I have heard that my entire life. From growing up as a little Black girl around other Black boys, Shayna, it's just hard for little Black boys. I am Black. I also have to deal with racism. Oh, but Shayna, the police are after our young Black boys. Sandra Bland. There are countless of us disappeared. We have to deal with racism. We have to deal with sexism. We have to deal with the medical system on top of this. And you want me to, I am deeper in this nonsense and you want me to continue being less than my optimum for the sake of making them feel better? Feel better about what? It was not long ago that our men were all over TikTok being like, yeah, I don't want to go to school because school is for women. I'm not saying it's all of them. But I scrolled and I scrolled and I scrolled and I said, why are there more of you ooga in on my screen? That's all I gotta say. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Please type them in the comment section. For the love of God, stay safe out there.